Okay, hello. I hope my sound's coming through okay. Um, so, see, yes. Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, then. Links below, and in the YouTube there. Anybody wants to join there. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, it said, I think this earlier, NATO's build up near Russia weakens joint plan against terrorism. Yeah, right. And then that NATO threatens Russia with invasion. Yeah, okay. We know, they planned this shit out in advance. And then here we have Theresa May admits she'd nuke 100,000 people if she needed to. So, yay, she would nuke us. How nice of her. And then Russia expands foreign intelligence service. I think all the countries have. So, yeah, yeah, not big news there. Yeah, she is foxy. Theresa May. She's nasty. Bad woman. Who's worse, her or Hillary? I think they're both equally as bad. I don't know. I think Hillary's probably worse. Yeah, both. Exactly. Shit. Okay, there's all of them if you want to look at them. Okay, and the link is below. Apparently, I can't put that link in there, so it's on my page. So check that out. You want it there? Yeah, she is. So, Make sure my audio is still good here. Okay, yes. Okay. Okay, no problem. It's okay. You can listen. Uh, maybe others will join here. Hold on. I just started, so. Let's see. Had some nice chemtrails today. Yay! Um, I tried to zoom in on that one that the sun was so bright I couldn't see if I was getting it or not. So I can usually zoom right into the airplanes, but I think what happened was it was already into the clouds and couldn't really. I did. Wow. Cool. Let's see here. Oh, damn it. Okay, there it is. Well, it was clear. See, there it is. Damn it. Can't get back to the thing. Next video. More of it. There's cats. Shit. Oh well. Right here. Okay. Hey, Jammer.
Hey
How you
Rebecca, how
doing?
you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. You?
Okay. Besides chemtrails, I was just showing.
Yeah. No, that's. I heard you say that, and I thought I'll sign in. Yeah, it's been really bad here as well.
Oh man, it only rained for like fucking 10 minutes. I mean, what was the point? You know?
Yeah, they just it's been chemtrailed all weekend. It would have been
Mm,
really nice. It's the hottest. Well, it was the hottest day of the year today here
mm.
because it's July the. What's the date today?
18th.
18th. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
there you go. That's interesting because the calendar's all wrong
Yes.
that we're using. So what they're doing is they've got us going a month early. We're about running a month early into the year. So what they say is June the 21st is the midsummer point, but
Mm,
it's not. I'd say it's about now. I'd
yeah.
say today because it's the full moon today. So I'm going by the
Yes.
moon cycle. So yeah, it's interesting stuff that I'm doing a lot of work on that at the moment. But yeah, they so and it wasn't really that hot because they've chemtrailed it so much. I mean, they've literally chemtrailed it. I've been counting for the last 262 days, and every day they've chemtrailed it.
Mm,
So there's not been one day that's actually been clear now for
yeah.
262 days. That's almost a year. And
We've had a few days in between, like maybe equivalent to like 2 weeks in the past
yeah,
since
we've
January.
had a little bit of blue sky on a few days, but they've never not come along and squirted their shit on it. It's
Mm,
almost a provocation to like let us know that I don't know, it's like they chemtrail it all the time. What am I trying to say? They chemtrail it all the time, and then sometimes so it's a total whiteout. You don't see any blue sky at all,
yeah.
and then then they'll leave it. I mean, they'll do that for like 2 weeks, and then they'll let it. Well, they'll stop chemtrailing, so you get a bit of blue sky in the morning, but they'll come over and they'll spray so it starts smearing out.
Yeah,
So you don't necessarily get a whiteout, you get a smear out.
Well, like
So there is
yesterday,
blue
man,
sky, but
they
it's
did
not
it
clear.
yesterday. I uploaded a video of the lightning, man. It was, damn.
Yeah, I'd say this year here is the worst year they've done so far. It's been solid all the time, whereas previous years we had periods of like 2 weeks where they didn't chemtrail it. I mean, one year they left this is, I think it was 2007. I was filming it that year, and they basically they chemtrailed it so much it was a total whiteout, and then for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks in, I can't remember if it was in May or June, they didn't spray. It was just total blue sky, and then towards the end of the 2 weeks, you could see all the trees had been stretching. They'd actually see the growth had been stretching
Yes.
in the leaves and the branch or the little twigs to try and catch the light and to try and get in a whole year's growth in 2 weeks. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to cycle, you know. Trees can't do that. So I actually made a video about that and put that up online. It's on my other channel. And yeah, so it's been really bad with the chemtrails.
Killing them through the chemicals.
Say that again, Rebecca. They're killing us. What do you mean?
The chemicals are killing them.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we need the sunlight. I think the main game is to block the sunlight, and also the other thing is you get this kind of like you get blinded by the whiteness.
Yeah.
You know, it's too white.
Yeah.
You need a blue background with that sun. Otherwise, it just whites out. Or it's like if you're in the snow, you need to wear dark glasses in the snow and the sun because you get snow blindness. Well, it's the same thing with the sky. You get whiteout blindness or chemical blindness. But yeah, it's a big topic. It's the one thing they don't want to talk about much either. They don't like people talking about the chemtrails because it's their main game. I think that's their main activity.
Well, you know that we had that conjunction the other night. And well, I couldn't see it here because of the chemtrails. Yay. The Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, I think.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they definitely don't want us tracking the planets and the stars. That seems to be another. It seems to be that with their chemtrail thing. You see, this is the thing that I was thinking about years ago, is the fact that we are actually all creators. The only thing we can actually do, because this is divine law and that's set down by nature, so we can only create. And what they do, and if we create, everything that we do creates something else that flows from that. It may not be us that does it, but it was somebody else that picks up and carries on with it.
Yeah.
So everything that they are doing with the chemtrails is obviously in the negative. So people pick up, or rather, everything that flows from what they're doing creates in the negative for us as well.
Yes.
So if you block the sun, I mean, that's multiple things that they get you with just by blocking the sun and spraying the sky with poison. They block the stars, they block the sun, they block the heat, they disrupt the weather patterns. They're poisoning us at the same time. There's a lot of things there, that they're doing, which is, and that's silent weapons for quiet wars. We are in a war. And that's what I was trying to explain to Lost last time I was speaking to her, and she flipped out on me. But basically, we are in a war with these people, and that's the problem.
And it's been going on for who knows how long. I mean,
it's very, very serious when you tie that into the fact that we are creators, and everything that you do in the negative it has divine power, and it continues, and it gets worse as it goes on. So we have to put a stop to that, but I don't know what we can do. We just need more people. I mean, there's only me and you in here. There's Blunt's in as well. How you doing, Blunt?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Cool. Am I too loud or anything?
No.
Okay, cool. No, I just dropped in after Rebecca started about the another conjunction. I personally don't give a damn, you know, but maybe it has some kind of influence. You know, for me, it's just the next day I'm still enslaved, you know, same shit, different day, or maybe even worse, whatever it is, you know, just small waves. So these conjunctions really can kiss my ass, you know, not trying to bomb on your story back or something like that, but you know how I feel about this, you know, like the, what was it, the formal heart or something, you know,
Yeah.
the eye of Soros. No, what was it?
Sauron.
You know, this bullshit. So yeah, fuck it, man. That's they for some reason the elite really follows this. You know, they don't give a damn about those. This is for all these. How do you call them, star signs? You know, like he's a Virgo and you know all this bullshit. Oh, so he has this character, you know, all this bull. They really look at more like Egyptian style, like really going back. That's the kind of astrology or astronomy. I'm not sure what it is. You know, that's the stuff they're doing. You know, but personally, I really don't give a damn. You know, I just want to delete the elite or more freedom, whatever it is. You know, just get some shit done.
Yeah.
I mean, if people looking for information, you know, not like sheeple because they're just stubborn as fuck, but people looking for information, if they still haven't figured out, it's just this fucking elite just enslaving us. Pretty much everyone knows this shit, right? You know, that the people at the top are fucking with us. You know, but we got the sheeple. That's the worst thing, you know, we're such a small fraction, so how, yeah, I don't know, man. That's for me, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the main. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to, because those assholes care about those stars and everything. I just want to get rid of those assholes, you know, because we're all just, you know, all these false flags or psyops. I really don't give a damn if people die there. I'm sorry for them, but wake the fuck up, man. 150,000 persons die every single fucking day, you know, on average. I mean, and then 80 people got killed in this, and I'm like, oh, you know, this and that, and everybody's distracted again. I mean, I appreciate people exposing it, you know, so we can show sheep, you know, but why are we spending so much time with, you know, just all this bullshit? You know, Turkey this, Turkey. When we wake up the next day, we're still enslaved. You know, we're still in the same shitty ass situation, and it's only getting worse because nobody's trying to stop their agenda. We're just trying to be the most smart ass or the most smartest about certain subjects or false flags or, you know, who's the biggest piece of shit of the elite. They all are. I don't give a damn if it's Rothschild or, you know, it's them, whatever, man. And it's people. Fuck these false flags, man. Really, man. Just I'm not really sure what a lot of people here are trying to do. And I'm not talking about you, and if you're looking for solutions, but a lot of people are just. It's just, for me, it feels the same way as gossiping. You know, we're bitching about the system, and oh, this is bad, this is bad. It's just stop wasting your fucking time, you know, and do something. You know, just I don't know, man. Just stop working so fucking much for money or whatever it is, man. Just talk to people offline. It's just so hard for me to explain this, man.
So what you're saying is that organization is an equal opportunity chance to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just commenting on what you were saying.
I didn't hear the first one.
No, when you're part of the elite, it's an equal opportunity to be a piece of shit.
For me, it doesn't matter. They're just in the group that's just well and beyond the border. For me personally, the border of being so psychopathic that they just need to get the fuck out of here. Whether it's just stretching for the power or whatever it is, you know, or just whatever. Use your imagination, whatever it is. But again, How to explain, man? I'm also really high. I'm sorry, but for me, I'm always looking at this court of record crap. You know, this bullshit that the Pope is pushing with the Knights Templars, and it's you know, everybody's hoping for the solution. You know, get rid of the borders, and you know, get rid of these bankers. They're already doing this shit behind the screens, man. It's just so damn obvious. I mean, it's hard for me to just exactly, this is how are they going to do it, but I mean, they're just pushing the Magna Carta and the common law and being sovereign and all that shit. You know, what everybody wants. You know, stop being such a slave. The only damn thing is you need to bow down to the Pope, pretty much. You know, you have to pretty much kiss the ring. Pretty much just kiss the ring and just submit to if you want to be free, you have to submit to the laws that, and here he comes, that piece of shit again, the laws that Jesus and also Moses said, you know, just this bullshit, which is again, from a religious angle, like every fucking law is, people need to recognize the shit. People talk shit about the fucking bankers and everything. Every damn law is based just the real basic laws, you know, the laws that really enslave us in the end. The common law, all that bullshit. Those are just based on religion, man. People who worried about those bankers, who worried about the fucking church, man. That's the shit I'm worried about. All those religious motherfuckers, man. Sorry, man. I'm done. Sorry for the rant there, but it's just.
No problem.
If people are I want to get off the grid. You better get used to get off the grid, because they're going to give a lot more dependency on your own. You know, you're not going to be dependent so much on the state. Or if you want to, you know, it's just going to get digital slave currency. Dude, that's pretty much a choice, you know. Whatever.
Looks like when the coup in Turkey started, their currency value dropped. Also,
I couldn't care less. Look, again, I appreciate you pointing it out. Again, I'm sorry, it's not pointed to you, but the truth is, I mean, it's just so we're figuring out details, you know. And I appreciate some people doing it, but everybody's just bitching about the details. Is it Mossad? Is it the Jews, the Jesuits? It's the psychopathic elite enslaving us. What more do you want to know, you know? So we got this shit in Turkey. And look, if they don't want, first of all, the revolution will not be televised. The reason it's being pushed on the media is for a fucking reason, you know? Distract, divide, whatever the fuck it is. They want us to focus on that shit, whatever the fucking bullshit agenda is. In the end, they just want agenda 2030, 2045. It's all mapped out, man. And people will worry about these false flags. You worry about not getting a damn needle with some fucking vaccine or eating so much GMOs. Because if you're pretty much only eating GMOs, your grandchildren will be sterile. They will not be able to get children. And you'll be able to expose a lot of false flags. You're still a loser in this game, because that's in the end what it is, a fucking hard psychopathic game between us and the elite, and we're losing pretty damn hard, we think, in my opinion. And that's in my opinion because everybody's taking vaccines, man. I mean, the people I meet here, I really appreciate a lot. But the people I meet here are pretty much non-existent, and the people I meet offline, they're taking vaccines, they're taking whatever the fuck it is. They're sheep as fuck. I repeat, they're sheep as... I cannot...
Yeah, but you
can explain it, and that's what I'm dealing with, and what we're all dealing with, I think.
You can't reach them people there, Blunt.
No. Just be happy, just save your fucking self, man. Whatever I'm not even gonna explain it. Research for yourself and do whatever you think is good for you. But if you're gonna depend on the sheeple to wake up, you're gonna die waiting again, man. That's my opinion. Just save yourself and help everyone you can you can help along the way. You know, if you think like if I just wake up enough people, they're in full control again. They're pushing Magna Carta, common law. Every man is sovereign. Uh, they're slaying the bastards. The Exodus 32. That's what we're talking about. You know, people are like, oh, Rothschild are just the Vatican's bankers. Nothing more. They're pretty big, but in the end, they're also puppets, man. So you start about Putin, Assad, all that bullshit, man, or the Brexit. How fucking retarded can people get if you think this is just like us deciding this shit? I've got. Again, these Court of Record letters have been showing the Brexit is going to happen for pretty damn long time. That even Theresa, that cunt, now Prime Minister, who was, I'll just look it up just for fun, you know.
May.
Else just screeches. It's so mapped out, and people are just concentrating on the little facts that are happening. You know, psyop here, and you know, this happens. This is what happened. You know, this is a part of the story. You know, not like this. This is it, but you know, talking about this Court of Records is already granted. I don't even know how to say it, man. This is just already 2014, man. This is already mapped out so long. She just came out of nothing. This Theresa May. You know, what the fuck is this? You know, people.
Well, what does that mean? That Court of Record?
Court of Record is pretty much superseding, or how do I say superseding, pretty much every damn thing. We're talking about the
Yeah. No. I'll rephrase it. I know what a Court of Record is.
And I'm sorry.
What Rebecca posted just
What
then.
they are. I'm sorry.
What did you put that? What's that piece of paper saying with Court of Record on it, Rebecca?
That I put in the side chat.
Yeah. No. The stuff you just screen shared.
Oh no, that was Blunt shared.
I screenshot this.
Yeah, what does that mean? That piece of paper? I looked at it earlier. I couldn't understand it.
Yeah, you know, they're slaying the bastards, and they're talking about legal idiots, which is pretty much all of us. Legal name fraud, legal idiots. It's what the fuck they're talking about all the damn time. You know, they're gonna make people sovereign. We're gonna have some kind of anarchy, whatever the fuck. But just like you're seeing now, they want to possess all the damn products and seeds, and you know, they want just more power, and they already have it. They're just closing formalities. Let's put it that way, man. And we're bitching about the formalities.
Well, what do you mean by the legal name fraud stuff?
You know,
I know what the legal name
but
fraud
it's a good thing you asked this. I know you do know this. The legal name fraud is just the strawman, pretty much. It's a fake name. It's the name in Roman capitals that's on your birth certificate, and they use it. They use it. It's going to. That's the state property, the crown corporation property that they pretty much. How do I explain this? Base your tax on and everything. This is really hard. Yeah. Okay. What do you want to know?
I do understand the legal name fraud and how it works.
It's a difficult story, man.
They created a paper version of you, and I understand.
The legal version of you.
Yeah. Well,
it's a slave. That's a pretty much. Sorry, that's listing. The slave name. That's pretty much your slave name. You just get rid of the slave name, but you also lose your passport and your rights. You know.
It's the fact that you have to go and get a passport in the first place. That's what the legal name does.
Yeah, just giving your name.
Slave. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. You know, it's interesting that because this links in with the money. What humanity is doing by taking the paycheck from the man is they're basically saying that it's okay to sell the earth. So they're actually buying and selling the earth, and there's no regard for life. And the atrocities, I mean, like Becky, you posted a picture of that deer whose mother had been hit by a car and the baby was lying next to the dead mother.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, so, you know, this is what I'm trying to explain, is that who gave those people the authority to do that kind of shit? You know?
Yeah,
they no, we are giving their.
You see, this is what I was saying.
They're putting up a stage. to make us believe that they have power. But they don't have any power in it. Whatever power they claim to have is power on some piece of fucking shit paper. It's just paper with some ink on it. It's not feeling, it's not emotion, it's not energy.
Right.
They're doing nothing, man. And
But that's the
it's
main
just
point. That's the main point right there. There is no feeling, there's no heart, there's no emotion, there's no life in those pieces of paper. I mean, they are printed on dead trees as well. So I mean, it's
but people are so
yeah, wholesale rape of the planet, selling it for material, to satisfy an empty promise, to the promise of fulfillment. But it's not going to fulfill you if you become rich and wealthy. It's going to alienate you from everything that was wealthy, which was the life of the planet and the variety of it. And that's what's really going on. And if we could get that message out, is to say to people, you understand what's happening when you're buying and selling, or they are buying and selling you to get you to buy and sell the earth. And that's the main game.
In my opinion, again, I just want to point this out. First of all, they're already pushing the solution. We're still bitching and moaning about the problems. This is the new world order. Did people really think this is the new world order? They're pushing all these problems, and we're resisting, and they might do it or nothing. They're gonna push the new world order as the solution. People are gonna be glad as fuck with this bullshit. This is sign me up. That's what I'm talking about. People, and again.
The thing is,
in my opinion, they're gonna murder the fuck out of us. In my opinion. But people are glad with it. It's gonna be all more harmony and everything. Hell yeah! And along the way, yes, I'll take this vaccine. Yeah, I'll take this.
I think you're misreading it, man. People are in deep fear, and unfortunately, because of the work ethic,
they always have been, in my opinion.
They have not got time to sit down with themselves and just absorb a bit of life. They need a bit of life to come into them first.
Totally agree. Totally.
To just even comprehend what the fuck is going on. And it takes you. I mean, Becky's like only 2 years into this shit, and it's like I know that some of the stuff she's posting is just it's wrong and it shouldn't be posted, but she don't know that yet, and she's got to go through the journey. And if you take her as an example,
and then maybe you are wrong that you're claiming that she's wrong. In the end, it doesn't. She is not in the way for any. It doesn't matter if she's wrong. Again, in the end, we're gonna have different point of views. But
yeah, exactly.
But I don't give one single fuck about those until we again get rid of. Have more freedom. let's put it that way.
Yeah, I understand that, but the question is, right? You want to delete the elite. That's your main thing. So how are you going to do that?
I don't care. It's just, in my opinion, I have different views about this. I don't care if they're just under the ground or on Mars or they're just shit for the powers, whatever. In my opinion, rather be safe than sorry, because these psychopath bloodlines have been running for, I don't know, a few millennia, But who am I, to do this? I just want people to be free, And again, deleting the elites for me is just keep pointing out who is enslaving us. Delete the elite, not all these Black Lives Matter, sponsored by Soros, or KKK, Freemason. It's all controlled opposition. All that shit is non-relevant as long as people can just focus on the elite. And I don't mean Obama. I'm talking about the Queen and the Pope and those Jesuit bloodlines and all those real psychopaths.
That's what's driving it. That's what's driving it.
Is something, if again, in my opinion, will only give us a window of time if we just now unite and delete the elite. It will not solve the world problems, but it will give us a good window of time. It will give us a good window of time if those psychopaths are not in the Council of Foreign Relations, or all those other think tanks, we're just brainstorming tanks to enslave us. Let's put it that way. It's only going to give us a window of time. It's never going to be the solution. The solution will always be, in my opinion, people being able to take care of themselves and willing to take care of others. That also could be great, you know. But people hate. I'm one of those people. I hate so many pieces of shit I see here because they're those fuckfaces giving the elite consent to enslave us. Huh? They like it. I don't like it, you know. But there's no way getting out of it. You can use the legal name for it and everything, but you don't have a passport. You know, it's again, it's not the ideal way, but yeah, I'm at least I think I'm gonna do it, but I'll have to check it out, you know, because when you see those people, they really lose their rights a lot, you know, and it's no, I'm saying it wrong. People, a lot of cops think they can just harass them and everything, but they are under the jurisdiction of common law again. What they're pushing again, you know. So those cops are really out of bounds, and again, all cops are bastards. If you're a good cop, you're gonna quit your job. I don't care what kind of excuse you're gonna come with. If you know what the kind of bullshit it is you're supporting, you're gonna stop fucking being a pig. No, I just totally lost my track, you know. But, again,
but even them, I would go back to say that they are in deep fear because they are simply too frightened to question the status quo within their organisations, and that's with the police. You know, it's like anyone who does that gets rejected or gets kicked out of the police. So
yeah,
they've got
this is the problem.
gang mindset, and that's the problem with the police. You know, and
that's the problem with
there's
every.
horror.
I'm sorry, that's the problem with, in my opinion, that's the problem with pretty much every job, every profession, because you've got your career. You've got your career, you know, something you've been working for years and years and years, so you can't just put everything in jeopardy, just standing behind your principles, you know. So you've got the decision. Are you going to stand by you? But that's with everything. If you're talking about legal, with sorry, that's my thing.
I mean, it's
Don't you
okay.
think about when you talk about lawyers who everybody's gonna meet some.
Hello.
Hi, buddy. When you talk
Yes,
about doctors, that's a good example. If you talk about doctors, all those people at some point know a lot of bullshit. They come across this Cancer Act and all that bullshit. They can put their whole career, this bullshit, their career, in jeopardy.
I think that's wrong because, and this.
Oh yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I understand the position of say, so, you know, these people have worked 40 years, they're just about to retire, they don't want to put it all on the line. But the problem is that they're still helping the system fuck us all over. So
I'm sorry. Let's make this very clear. If it
what they're doing,
like if this came like I was supporting, like I was talking it. How do I say it? Justifying it? No fucking way, man. That's why I hate all those motherfuckers, because they're lying straight in my face to support their job, their system. I'm sorry, gonna shut up now. But I totally agree with you, man. Fuck those motherfuckers. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's the decision, people. So they're gonna stand behind the principles. They're gonna stand behind the principles or lose their careers, something they worked for 10 years. I'm sorry, fuck.
That's what I did. That's what all of us truthers have done.
I know.
We have stood behind our principles and said fuck the system. And
that's what
we need to get a big thing of ropes, man, and just go around and string up all these motherfuckers.
I totally agree with you, man.
You can hear me. Good. Yeah. That was just a test.
Yeah, but you're not going to get to spring until we provide a solution to the system. And I think that's why I'm speaking about the numbers. And I think a good message to push out as well, Blunt, is just to say that.
Can I ask a quick question?
It's wrong.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
How old are you guys? Just to make a point here.
I'm 38.
Okay. Who else?
Well,
I'm just going to make a point. I'm just going to make a point here. Something I figured out. Been thinking a lot about this stuff. I'm 56. So it's like all of this that we see around us is truly a matrix, okay? It's all man-made. They made everything. They own everything. And it takes you years and years to understand that. It's like This whole time I'm thinking, yeah, I need to do this, I need to do this, I'm following the Joneses, blah, blah, blah. And then one day I looked up the chemtrails is what got me. I
Yes,
looked
me
up
too.
and then I went on Google and I did that whole thing, and it was like, the more you find out, it's just like, and then you feel kind of stupid. It's like, God damn it, I've been supporting the same fuckers I wanted to kill my whole life. So the point is, it's just a matter of experience, what you go through. And like most people, don't travel a lot. I just was fortunate. I had jobs where I could travel. I went all around the world. If you don't see it, you don't know what it is. You have no idea. You
Yeah.
read a book, you can see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
I just wanted to get that out there. And it's like,
No, that's
I,
well said, mate. Good point.
Yeah.
it's been like, there's so many ways to turn people around and just get them to open up. And once that switch is thrown, man, it's like, wow, we do have a chance. These fuckers got a lot of money, they own everything, but you know what? They're fucking arrogant, they're greedy, and they eat each other. And that's their Achilles heel. They
Yeah,
don't help each other, they're totally compartmentalized. There's so many holes. We just have to stop letting them make us our own worst enemies. Erase all the shit man. And it's just like, sometimes isolation is good because you're not exposed to anything. I turn off the TV, and I'm a computer guy. I've been doing it for like my whole life, probably since 1978. Worked for the government. I've got a lot of insight to things, and that's it. It's just short right there. That's it. You just gotta get your mind away from they've beaten us.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's a new world, man. And the more I see it, I've been doing this chemtrail thing for 5 years. And it was like, I got so frustrated for the first 2 years, I smashed 3 laptops and just was losing my mind. I don't have very much hair left anyway, and those suckers were jumping off in droves. So then it was like somebody responded. It might have even been Ortain, one of the guys in our group. And we got something going. And then somebody else showed me how to start a group. And then I went in and started starting groups. And it's like, I was taking pictures of chemtrails for 4 years. And I'll tell you what, it used to be so thick above Chicago in my area that it was freaking me out every day. And you know what? I don't see them anymore. So I don't know. I'm not saying that I stopped them, in the Chicago area, but I don't see them like I did. And I tell you what, all the pressure that we're putting on them, Dane Wingington, there's hundreds of thousands of groups alone attacking geoengineering. And that will get us to the heads of the snakes that are making the decisions that are controlling our lives. So all these little groups are great, man. It doesn't matter if you're Occupy or whatever. They're all great because they have to spend their money on resources to not only stop us, block us, disinformation us. That costs them a fortune. We just got to keep on hammering them. I'm telling you, I can feel it. It's gonna. What do you call it? They call it something. An awakening or something. An awakening. It's coming. It is coming. They know it. They do everything on AI, which is, artificial intelligence algorithms. They do like a predictive thing. And it's like they run their little models and then they make their plans from that. The Bilderbergs, all those guys, it's just nothing but corporations, and they're all together making money. They're sucking the future out of the world and putting it in their pocket in denominations.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying, attack the money. Is like, you can't buy and sell the earth. You can't buy and sell poison in the sky. And it's an easy message for people. I say I agree with what you're saying about the chemtrails. I followed the chemtrails for about 7 years as well, and I have to say, actually, you saying that in Chicago, I did see a lot of good videos from the Chicago area of people actually having committees and hearings at the sort of local, government level, and there was such a you know, like the floodgates had opened to people's hearts. You know, a lot of high-level people, pilots, biologists, chemists, you know, sort of agriculturalists, you know, all these people who are concerned with the environment actually giving their testimony at this particular government hearing in Chicago. So you may be right. They may have actually ceased doing it as much as they're doing it everywhere else in Chicago.
One more little story. It's like we're all awake. We have no concept what the individual's reality is who is not awake. You know, you'll hear them say, "Oh, you guys are nuts. You're conspiracy freaks, this and that." It's because they don't have enough knowledge, number one, and number two, they're too busy in their daily lives just trying to, you know, keep these NWO motherfuckers off of their back and to feed their kids. You see how they're constantly throwing chaos at you, constantly. You see the shit blowing up all over the world. It's them, CIA, Mossad. That's their little dirty trick fuckers that think they're so cool. Bunch of fucking pussies. But anyway, sorry, excuse my language.
No problem.
Upset with those guys. But when I see the kids getting blown up, it gets to me.
Yes, me too.
That's
Yes.
it. We just got to keep our minds clear and, you know, just move forward. Don't feed into their bullshit.
We're
That's
just
basically
trying to-
it.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to break their psychological hold over the rest of humanity or the people that ain't awake. But I think that's it. Is that people just need a little bit of time off to be able to think about all this stuff. They don't really have any
Seeds.
time to think
Plant
about it.
seeds.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
You know, I've planted thousands and thousands of seeds over the years, and you know, people wake up to a certain degree, but unless they are willing to actually do some investigation themselves, you're just not going to get that response.
Right.
Or participation.
It's like even my sister, man. You know, I've been telling her what I do on here and stuff, and I'm like, well, come on to Google and you can see what's going on and everything. And she finally come on here, and well, she didn't come on or nothing because she's really shy anyway. But yeah, she's found out some stuff, so
Good,
maybe
good.
she can, spread it
Well, let me-
around there.
Let me ask you guys, what woke you up? What was the thing that woke you up?
Chemtrails in the military, where they do the soldiers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. With me, it's kind of like I've been semi-awake for a long time because of my upbringing. But this sort of like information, yeah, I suppose that's the wake up. I suppose I just saw a lot of videos on the internet. I was around my mates actually, and I saw some stuff. He clicked on a link, saw some stuff, then he clicked off of it. I was like, go back to that. What was that? And he
Got you
didn't know
curious.
about it. I had to literally go and buy a computer and get on the internet myself, which took a period of time to work it all out.
So there's
So
one for the
that was
internet.
about 2006, 2005 that I started, and then by about 2007 I sort of suddenly had an awakening, and it was like, wow, you know, I realised how important all this information was, and I was trying to tell other people. So it was about 2007.
Uh-huh. Who else?
Yeah.
Are we the only three talking?
Yeah, I think so.
Dave
Oh,
Wade
okay.
right now.
Well, what about you, Rebecca?
For
You
me,
said-
it was the internet. It was the same thing. I've always been, I guess, throughout my whole life. You know, back when I was a kid, man, it's totally different. This is a whole different world. But I'm one of those kind of guys that pays attention to everything. And it's like over the years, it was just, whoa, what's going on here? And then I see these mass unemployment things come whipping through. You know, I'm a kid, I'm not working, so I don't have the pressures and the stresses. And I just kind of watch and see what everybody else is doing. It's like,
Yes.
you know, this isn't, there's something more to this. I always knew it. It was like, I know what they're telling me, but I can't believe it. And, you know, I hear about, it's like even now, you know, all these false flags and stuff. It's like, I'm to the point now where if I can't physically see it, I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to say I'm not going to process it. I'll process it. And if I'm real interested, I'll do some research on it. But I'm not going to let it take up my time because now I have a direction. We're working on a little project in one of the groups, and it's like, I know this one's going to really blow the doors off of everything. Anybody hear of MediaStorm?
Yes. Yeah, I seen you write about that. Yeah,
Huh?
seen you
Yes,
write
no.
about that.
You read about it? in
I
a
saw
group
you
somewhere?
commenting about it.
Oh, okay.
That's
You're in
how
my group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah,
That's
I
going to
haven't
be
seen that.
where
If you post the
all
link in
this.
the chat, I'll have a look.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there like on Twitter or something, and all of a sudden everything on geoengineering will be just popping up, and it'll be coming from everywhere. It's going to be very, very cool. I've worked on this. I've tested it already. It's like, and there's no way they can stop it because it's going to be coming from everywhere. I'm involved. Well, there's another guy, Superior. We're involved right now with like 30 different geoengineering groups. He's like a master in all the languages, so he communicates with all these guys, and then me and him kind of like make plans to, what information do we want people to know? And then we just blast it out. We do Twitter and G+. He does Facebook, I don't, because CIA is already on me, so I don't give them any help.
Yeah, someone said ages ago, if you're not on a government watch list by now, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Everybody is. They're watching everybody. People
if
think
you-
they're
if
not
you
being
think-
monitored.
If you think different social media has any difference, it might have a slight difference, but it's just they have full control over this internet. They can just
Yep.
track everything they want. I mean, you just the random VPN is just gonna cut it or whatever. So they know what if they want to. It's stored, but it's not
Yes.
like they can keep track of 6-7 billion or whatever the fuck it is, man. Who knows what it really is? But
They have unlimited resources.
Yeah,
completely
apparently it's
fucking-
not as many as that, Blunt. Agnostic Media, I heard him do a comment. I don't think he investigated it, but he said he heard somebody, he read somewhere or something about it, that it was really about 3.5 to 5 billion. In fact, and they were talking about the populations are actually diminishing anyway. So it's actually
Trillion.
going down.
You meant trillion.
That's what
Huh?
I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing it that the population is already in process. That's what I've heard. But in the end, who the fuck knows?
Has been. I'm telling you guys right now. Do you know anything about Comdec? Is that what it's called?
No,
Codex?
Codex Alimentarius, yeah, we know about that.
Uh-huh. So it's in the food. It's in everything. They got their little formulas. I'm telling you, they run these little, scenarios, and they're keeping
Yeah, I
track.
wasn't talking about that. We were talking about what is the actual population of the Earth. But I mean, aside from the depopulation agenda, because of the lifestyle of the West, it's like you generally have less children because obviously to raise more children is a lot more expensive. So I mean that is it's an economic oppression. But then again, that's
China, they do it by mandatory. You
necessarily
just can't
a
have more than.
to have less children because you have to raise the children and you have to educate them and feed them and clothe them and make sure they become responsible adults. But so and when you're just thinking about survival, you're not thinking about any of that. So you can have as many kids as you can.
First of all, there are way too many calcified pineal glands to consider these kind of things like responsibility. It's just
Yeah, you're right.
pregnant all the damn time.
Just education.
Fluoride and the GMOs. It's a very complex formula they've worked out, but they've been doing it to us for a couple thousand years now.
Yes.
In my opinion, it just feels like hit them from every angle they can. That's their
And that's all we
strategy.
can do. They're listening to us right now, so
Yeah.
I have no fear. You guys don't have fear, or else you wouldn't be here talking. That's another thing you got to get rid of. They put that fear into you, and then it eats you from the inside. You feed it. They're pretty smart.
Yes, that's right, man.
Look, they've got all the top researchers and everything. They're under their contracts, under their control. They just know so much more. If you could just take a look in the Vatican basement. Apparently, again, I haven't been there. But there's so much shit stored in there. Where do you talk about Tesla, who was also a piece of shit apparently, supporting depopulation? He was pretty fascist when you talked about reproduction.
I don't know.
But going on with that, you know, fucking,
You know, let me just say.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Pretty much everyone, including myself, I know is a piece of shit in the end. You know, so fuck it. You know, just take
Well,
what's useful and look.
There's that point.
Are really bad, but even Tesla isn't perfect. But fuck it.
We're all
His shit is
human,
stored
so
behind. Sorry, man. His shit is stored below the Vatican, like a lot of other stuff, you know. And people are waving the damn flag at the Vatican instead of. Can we take a look in the basement, please? That's, in my opinion, just storm the castle, but in a more civilized way. Can we see the papers, please? It's not happening. They're so caught up in a fantasy that they're waving a flag and giving their children to be raped and whatever the fuck it is, man.
all the horrors of the world. You know what though? We got to stop supporting them. We got to
For
get
sure.
people to understand that it has nothing to do with anything else except for money. If you
Yes.
cut their money, they fold. They fall apart like dominoes. You guys listen to Dane Wingington?
Apparently, he's been exposed as being part of the cover-up.
I don't know.
He's
Again, you know, is that disinformation? Is that for real? I mean, I've seen this guy. He seems pretty
Well, yeah,
passionate.
that's their whole plan. Is that they go out there to become the leaders of a movement, so that
Hey,
they become what's called a limited hangout. So that they only give you up to a certain point, and then they don't go any further. Like, for example, Andrew Johnson talks about Richard Dolan. He won't talk about the fact that thermate melts steel, and whereas what we saw on 9/11 was actually steel turning to dust. So it's a technical point, but it's a very important one, and the fact that
You're right.
it's a psyop and it's just leading us down the wrong path when we need to continue down the true path.
Well, as far as Dane, it doesn't matter if he is working for them or not because he's helping us. He's really exposing it.
He's not important enough to waste a lot of time, though.
I can't tell you for sure that he's doing all these meetings. I mean, I see the videos of him and all that, but
You know, that's the first question. Where's he getting the money to do all these films and fly off and jet around the world and attend all these conferences?
he's not a poor man.
Thousands of pounds to do that.
He has a 1,600-acre ranch out in California, and he's also has like a solar company or something. He's not a poor man. But
Can I
mean,
just throw
as
in
far
here,
as far as what I saw. But anyway, wait. None of
Thank
that
you.
matters.
Thank
You
you.
know, it's just that what he's doing. Go to his website. It's geoengineeringwatch.org, and he's got so much information there. I'm a triple checker. If you give me a piece of information, I have to have 2 or 3 other sources that I know of that are, you know, kind of okay, and I check it. And I find 75% of the bullshit I find just by doing that. It's just an old journalism thing. You know, 3 solid sources. Most people don't take the time.
I think truthers always do the same thing anyway, to be honest. It's like I always do that. But there was a few things that did concern me about him, but I haven't pursued that line of inquiry that much. But I'm just saying that he's out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, probably all of them are to a certain point. You're right. They take money. You know, they'll probably hire them to do a talking seminar and say, hey, by the way, why don't you just not mention this? So,
I
you know what I
think with
mean?
chemtrails, it's more a case of we don't really get to the people behind it where we should. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think that's what concerns me about it. So if we could get to the main people that are fronting that, then maybe we could actually get some traction and try and get them to stop it. But I'm with Blunt, really. We have to delete the elite. That's the main game.
Yeah. Going after them like that's going to be tough because, like you said, they're really hidden. I think the only way we're going to, you know,
We know
even
exactly
put
where
a
they are,
dent
man.
is their money.
We know exactly where they are. The problem is that our fellow enslaved people
No unity.
want us to be locked up if we're gonna delete the elite. You know, I'm not even talking about the police or the military that are brainwashed enough to stop me instead of helping me killing their enslavers, whatever it is, but just general population. I'm just talking about so much fucking people, and I just want to point out to all those truthers, whatever it is, I really keep pushing, man. Really, thumbs up. Keep going.
Yep.
Even harder, even better, but always keep in mind they're watching. They know exactly that the masses move so slow that they can interpret and how do I say it? They can plan a few steps ahead. You know, they know we are waking up. They know we are waking up. So what would you do if you were the elite? And please keep in mind, there's always this duality between. You see it now. The empire of Caesar, you know, the more capitalist assholes are in full charge, and then you go back to, you know, normal and common sense, which is controlled more like the Vatican. It's just a shift between capital and communism. You know, it's just for millennia. You know, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. We're still enslaved. So I think things are going to be better. Like. We're not going to be fucked with from all angles a lot more, but can't use the digital currency, you know, and that kind of shit, you know, that's pretty much what it is. So please keep waking up. Always keep in mind, the masses move so slow. We're trying to move the masses. They control the masses, and they know exactly how much people are waking up, and people are waking up. So what would you do if you were the elite? When you push some kind of solution, whatever it is, think about that. Think ahead, man. Please save yourself. Save yourself. Whatever it is, save yourself for the love of God. Your mama, whatever the fuck it is, I don't give a damn. Just save yourself, for fuck's sake.
I'm not really concerned about myself. I'm concerned about my nieces and nephews.
That's where I'm at as well.
That's my
But, you know,
motivation.
you start with, but I'm trying to tell, start with yourself. Don't try to, you know, don't fuck your life trying to wake up the masses because they control them a lot more. But please keep doing whatever you do, but don't fuck yourself up over it, man.
Just train or nothing.
I know, but just like you're doing. Take care of yourself, your family, your friends. That's where it starts, man. That's the basis, and from there out, just promote, just wake people up by example, not by promoting it, not by telling them you should do this. You did show them. They're sheeple. They're not gonna think for themselves. We will have to give the example. We have to save ourselves and unite as much as we can, or whatever the fuck it is.
Blunt, can I just interrupt you there?
Sure.
You said a really good point. It's you know, that's a very interesting point, that we are, as the truthers, are like the brain of humanity. You can't expect the whole of humanity to stop what they're doing and pay attention to this stuff, because the entire system would collapse. So, you know, we have to try and engineer or try and figure out where we are in this game and make the right next move. You know, make the next chess move that we make. We need to
tell you, the more we have created, you know, the better.
Yeah.
Everyone spoke at once, then, one at a time.
Everybody's all excited. I really think that our main problem is the unity issue. I mean, you have the black-white thing, you have the religious thing, you even have the sports thing, believe it or not. And that's what divides people. Again, this goes back to your inner self. You're caging yourself when you do that. When a black person looks at me and can't stand me because I'm white, he's caging himself. Because I'm a good, you know, resource for like computer stuff. So he's already taken that out of the game. So he's doing himself wrong by his belief. Unity is the whole thing. If you could just, you know, I don't care if you hate black people or Jews or whatever, just look beyond that shit for a common purpose. You don't even have to like the person. Just work with them to get yourself better. That's all we got to do, is get that into people's minds.
Yes.
But, you know, the Christian people look at us like we're devil worshippers or whatever, and they don't even want to listen to us. It's just a very well-programmed machine. if we could take the TVs down, we might have a chance.
Yes.
You know, Kim Kardashian doesn't like us either.
Kim Kardashian
don't
doesn't
agree
give a
either.
fuck about us. She cares about her money and getting a dick in her or whatever. She
Yeah.
cares about herself. They are selfish pieces of
Mhm.
shit. There are so many levels of people that care about other people, people who care that only about themselves, and people are so psychopathic, you know. There are levels, and Kim Kardashian is just the least of my worries, man, really.
They weren't born that way. Just an example. You know, people weren't born
For
that way.
sure.
They had to.
I agree.
Somebody made them think that way by either an experience or what they saw. Same thing, but you can see it from the TV. You think after a while that shit's normal. That's the way life is. You know what? Couldn't be anything farther from the truth.
You know what, guys? We need more people in here with a stretch back to the older world, because I got a funny perspective on that. It's like that, you know, since the 1970s, it's, you know, that was harsh time back then for me.
Mhm.
You know, it wasn't very nice. But now we've got the internet and all this information. I think things, you know, generally have moved in a positive direction. They've got easier for us.
Great.
You know, before we didn't have any mass communication, we didn't have any conversation about this kind of topic. You knew something was wrong, but you didn't know how to go about finding out what that was, you know.
Yes.
And takes you eons in a library.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Used to live in them.
Yeah, I did too.
And it was easy for, you know, for the experts to come out and just make you look stupid because you hadn't read enough. You know, they've
Yeah,
read.
you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge, but they do. It's
So
the older generations. All these old guys that are at the top are the smart ones because they've experienced it, they've lived it, and they know you haven't.
I mean, I think it was Carey came out recently and said now the internet is making it very hard to govern. He was quoted as saying that. I thought that was a great quote.
I heard Hillary Clinton say the other day when they were dragging her around trying to expedite her that show, she said, if I was president right now, I'll tell you what, the first thing I would do is spend more and more money on the lone wolves. Yeah. You know what a lone wolf is?
No, go on.
We are. We're lone
Yes.
wolfers. Guys like us.
Yep.
That sit here and are so driven with nobody's money or nobody paying us, but by our own hearts. Those are the lone wolves. The guys that'll sit there and are passionate about it with not a monetary carrot, so to say.
Yeah, I think
Almost.
we've known that for a long time. That's, you know, hundreds of years old, that one. They know a bit about people like us.
And they said that's their biggest problem. I also heard, what's the guy, not the FBI, CIA director, mention something about the lone wolves. So keep that in mind. They are keeping an eye on you. Not that they can do anything, just stay legal. Don't hack and don't do any money transfers to people you don't know for, you know, crazy reasons. Just, you're doing good right now. If we're talking, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Did you watch that thing on the Jesuits, Rebecca, that I posted on Google Plus?
When did you post it?
A couple of days ago, I think.
I
It's
don't
on
know.
my
I've
Google
watched so
Plus page.
much.
Somebody else posted it. I just reshared it, but it was about the Jesuits and how they target widows to steal their
Yeah.
land. It was
Yeah.
like, it's really
Yes.
shocking, you know.
They have been doing that for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it's really got a whole book. You know, this was in chapter 8 of this book, and it was, you could tell it was authentic. It was just so old the way it was written. All the language was right as well. You know, the way they write things, and it was just so cold and heartless. I mean, it's just horrible, man. You know, and that's their training. That's what they grow up to believe is their duty. But yeah,
By any means, isn't that their creed? They're going to
Yeah,
advance
that's right.
themselves
Yeah,
by
that's
any
exactly what it
means.
says. By any means necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, any means necessary. That's kind of
exactly
scary.
right.
Oh yeah.
But again, that's putting fear into us, and we're not gonna submit to that.
If you love your family and help your family, you become a target of the Jesuits.
and that's what it's all about. Yeah, you're right.
I
They
mean, no,
wanna
that's
destroy that.
that's one of their doctrines. That's one of their things that they look
Right.
out for. That's what it's written in this book. Believe me, go to my Google Plus and just look at that freaking. It's only about 10 minutes or something. This girl's reading this stuff, and it's like just you can't believe what you're hearing. You know, if you help animals, you become a target of the Jesuits.
I'm
I mean, it's
trying
one of
to
their doctrines.
explain. I'm trying to think about how to express what they are.
There are pieces of shit that need to
They're
be
just
deleted.
well, they're really dark soldiers, basically.
Well, like,
They go to an extreme in warfare. That's what this is. It's warfare.
yep.
It's not it's not religion.
Well, like you got the Rothschilds, they're the bankers. Then you got the guys in the Western worlds are the military. You know, they're different hands. What would you call it? Like the Jesuits are like the torso or something that for their maybe their information lines or whatever, or the guys who are behind, you know, telling the next guy what to do. You know, but that I don't think it's all coming from the Vatican. I think myself that it's more like probably a Bilderberg thing because I always think in a monetary sense. You know, because I really believe that money is the root of all evil. We're on a monetary system, and people will kill themselves for
Buddy, can I
money.
just my opinion, money and religion are tools for power. They care
Mhm.
about power. Money is just a tool. So whether we talk about the Vatican through religion or the Crown Corporation and the City of London through their capitalist, through their money, shit, it's the same shit, and they're just always this duality between them, shifting powers. You know, then we're gonna be greedy, and then we're gonna be taking care. Everyone is one, and everything. It's these things again. The masses, the if you talk about a global population, these things change so slow. They have a lot more influence than we have. So please keep doing it, because every man you can wake up is just great, man.
Absolutely.
In the end, in my opinion, the man or woman or family or whatever it is, community that is the most resistant to every damn bullshit they throw at us is the people that are able to take care of themselves, you know, and spreading that. You know, just if I just scream to anyone and the system is like this and the queen this and the court of record that, and I don't give chemtrails, whatever the fuck it is. If I'm a bum, they won't even take me seriously. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're like, so what is your life? So if you have your life just being self-dependent, whatever it is, off-grid, if you make your own energy, or you're just armed to the fucking teeth, whatever it is, you don't need motherfuckers, the state, the system. That's the worst fucking enemy the the elite has, man. And spreading it. You know, it's just, we're not gonna win this by spreading hate and fear, just like they're doing. We're gonna do it by spreading love and unity and power and showing them the example. Not by look what they're doing. Maybe along the way, maybe when I talk to people and this and this and this, they get locked up, cognitive dissonance, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just, but if you tell them, hey, at least try these things if you have cancer, because or chemotherapy doesn't help 95% of the time. That's not gonna do people jack shit. But if you're gonna give them 10 alternative solutions that are, you know, not harmful, whatever, you know, just natural, whatever the fuck it is. I'm just giving an example. They're gonna pick it up a lot sooner than just slapping them in the face like Alex Jones is doing, you know.
Yeah, well, he's making money on it, so I don't even listen to him.
Fuck him. Really,
He
he's
supports
just,
his family with that. I can't blame him for that, but I still don't listen to him because of that, because I can't take him seriously.
in my opinion, he's just like a cop. He can be rich as fuck. If you look at the damage that he is doing, that's
Or not.
No, he's not.
You know
He's
what I mean?
misguiding people. He's scaring
He's
the
waking
crap out of
people up.
people.
He's waking
Yeah,
people up, which is
he's,
good. So you
he's
got to
making
look
them
at the
afraid.
positive, stay positive, stay positive.
I agree, but that's for people. That's the same thing as with Russell Brand or Kip or whatever. There might be waking people up, but uh, that's for people that are capable of using it as a stepping stone, that are just trying to get information from every source that they can. But a lot of people stick to people like that, like you're gonna be my source of information, you're gonna be my Pope or my CNN or my boss or whatever the fuck gives authority. You know, that's for me the problem. You know, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So fuck Alex Jones, man, Bill Hicks, whatever the fuck it is, the Jesuit piece of shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I guess it's going to take time.
Alex Jones is
You know
not.
what? Have you guys ever heard George Carlin talk about God?
Yes.
I like it, man.
Boy, did that get me to thinking. Yeah, there's an imaginary guy sitting up on that cloud watching everything you do. And when you do something that he doesn't like, he will fuck you up. Like that. And it's like, what kind of a thing is that, you know? It's like, and we idolize that. But you know what? The funny thing about God is he loves money. And he was just going on, and it was like, once you look at the way, you know, you interpret things, I guess, you go into a church and it's totally different, but when you listen to George Carlin first and then you go into a church, then you're going to be just looking. And that's another form of waking people up, because once they see just one little chink in the armor, they might walk over there and pick it up and look inside. I did when the chemtrail thing. When I saw that stuff in the sky, it was like, I know what a condensation trail is. And it's like, now why the hell are these things hanging around so well? I've only been really seeing them for the last 5 years. I know they've been doing them for a lot longer, but I've only myself noticed. Anybody notice them beyond 5 years?
Yes,
No, man.
7
I
years.
still hardly look at it.
7?
It was probably 9 years they've been doing it for now. I reckon they really started to turn it on in about 2007 over the UK.
Okay. So they've been doing it a lot longer. But like I said, I've been deep locked up in labs and not really exposed to a lot of life. So that was my, not excuse, but that's why. And what happened
apparently,
to me,
the chemtrails, or the manipulation of the weather, started in about 1835. Is when
yeah,
they
I read something like that.
Yeah.
And then they did it in Nam to get the Ho Chi Minh Trail nice and
all of that.
messy for them, and that's where I got a lot of information on it. But what happened with me that really turned on my turbo was I hurt myself at work 5 years ago, and I've been on workman's comp. I've had nothing better to do than research, so I have been heavy researching for the last 5 years. So. And I'm a computer guy, so I have a lot of resources. But once I saw the chemtrails, it was like I started really, looking around and watching people and see what they do. One more short story, and then I'm going to let you guys talk for a little bit. I broke my sister-in-law's heart one day. We were sitting around. It was the 4th of July or something like that. And my wife has got a big Italian family. And we don't have any kids, but everybody else has got a million of them, and they're always here. So anyway, we were over at their house, and I was looking up, and they have a cornfield next to their house, so the sky is like really open. And I was looking up there, and I saw those chemtrails. I was trying not to say anything, and Cindy says to me, "What the hell do you keep looking at?" And I'm like, "I was just looking at these chemtrails. They really bother me." And she looked up at it and says, and there was like 6 or 7 of them, and she was like, "What are they?" And then I said, "Well, if you ask the government, they're going to tell you it's a condensation trail." And she goes, "I know what a contrail is. That's not a contrail." And I'm like, "Well, they call them chemtrails." And she goes, "What's that?" And then I told her the whole story, and I just saw her face. It was like the blood drained out of her face. It was like she was so horrified. But that right there was an awakening, and I'm sure we all went through that. But it just took that, she really trusts me, because it's like, we've just known each other for like over 20 years, so And it was like once I started telling her that, then she started researching it, and now she's like pissed off. She says to me, "I don't even talk to anybody unless they get involved in something. If they're not doing something for humanity, I don't have time for them." And it's like she totally 180-degree flipped in one sentence. Now she's got a whole big group where she does GMOs, and they meet every week. They want GMO
Awesome.
labeling in Illinois, and it's like they're getting the congressmen. She's hitting senators. I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to get people into your groups that aren't afraid to communicate and have the resources to at least make a phone call and call the congressman and the balls to do it. And I'm telling you, the more people we wake up, it's all in ratios. The more people you wake up, the more of those people are going to be into the fold. I'm waiting for it. Any day, it's going to be, you're going to see either Hillary's going to get shot down. Right now, I know she's going to be the president.
Oh yeah.
But if she's not, that tells you something.
Mhm.
If she barely squeaks by, if the FBI indicts her, she'll beat it. But if they indict her, that tells you something. You follow?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, I really have to interrupt you. I hate to be the asshole, I really just totally support and cheer at everyone supporting this. Just, keep going, the faster it goes, the better, but Hillary and Trump are both Jesuits. They're both.
Yeah, they're both the same thing.
Let me put it. The USA and everything and the Federal Reserve, they already dissolved pretty much. They're pretty much wrapping this shit up. Again, this is what I'm reading in this bullshit list, and what people would need to check this bullshit out. Whether it's for the United Nazis, which they already have dissolved pretty much. Whether it's, even if this isn't true, whether it's to the United Nazis, they're just
They are. They're Nazis.
how do I say this? Please keep in
Right
mind,
down to the
they know
fluoride.
we're waking up. Please keep in mind, they know we're waking up, and they're still depopulating us and everything. People still taking way too much. So please keep pushing. But I don't know. I hate to be cynical, man. I'm gonna shut up now.
I'm 56. You're younger. I can tell you.
No, yeah, for sure, no problems. I'm in my 30s.
I'm 56, man.
Respect,
Shut.
man. I always have respect for people who are older, man. They have more life experience, not by default, but you're
I'm
respectful as
telling you,
well.
it's experience. I talked to
I agree,
my
man.
wife's father-in-law, or my father-in-law. He's 76 now. Man, I get around him and I ask him, and he sees like, oh, forget it, the world's already done. I'm like, no, 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 no. We got too many kids to have that attitude.
Yeah, for sure. But again, as long as how do I say this, buddy? We're talking about the majority of people. We're just a small minority, and please keep pushing, But they have. Why I'm so concerned. We're still so small in numbers. We really need to kick more ass. And just
There's
again,
more of us than you think.
we're just maybe 10% or 5% of the people. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much again, in my opinion, everybody hates the system already enough. Everybody
Yep.
hates
I think there's more
already,
than that,
but
Dan.
nobody knows the solution. That's for the most people the problem. So what are you gonna do about it? That's what I'm hearing constantly. Yeah, what can you do about
You
it? Take
know
bitch.
what the answer is.
I can
I
tell
don't
them.
want to
they can
interrupt
do-
you, but you know what the answer is. Tell me what the answer is. You know it. You already said it.
Delete.
No.
In my opinion, people being able, taking care of themselves. But
Unity,
people
brother.
Oh, for sure,
Unity.
for sure. But
That's
we
the
can,
answer.
we can be united as fuck. People are so dependent on the system. People see the system as, then the system will break or anything. We are
How
the
about,
system.
do you have cable TV?
Yeah, for sure.
How much you pay a month?
In dollars, I don't know what the
Pounds, whatever.
currency. Yeah, no, it's in euros. Whatever. Well, let me think. About 20 25 euros. Oh, sorry, 30 euros something. So 25 or 35 bucks, or what is it? No, 25 bucks, right? Something like that. I
Okay.
don't know.
Let me see.
I don't fucking know.
Quick conversion. I was spending 100 euros, not pounds anymore, 100 euros a month, and then I found Kodi. Now I have every movie you can ever get for free.
Oh yeah, I already
I
switched
just
over
saved you
to.
25.
This was I just recently switched over to. I don't even. I also had a. How do you call it? A satellite receiver. How do you call it? This bullshit. I also had it, so I know what you're saying. Man. It's
Oh, this
through
is
the
legal
internet,
though.
encoded
Kodi's
through.
legal.
I don't know.
No trickery. Kodi. Look it up. All you guys, you can have free TV.
I don't give a damn about TV anymore, so
Well, I mean,
it's already shut off next month. So
yeah. My wife likes movies, so the kids like movies, so I don't watch it, but they like it. So I saved myself 100 euros a month, and now they're ecstatic because they can watch every movie before they even come out in the theater. Or if they're in the theater, you can watch it on TV. So,
people people
are lazy,
loving their enslavement.
don't want to read, don't want to do anything more than it takes to be comfortable.
It's hard. There are so many reasons for people, in my opinion. Just again, when I look at Essence, save yourself. Just be sure you're not taking the GMOs and vaccines, and help people from that position. If you're just shouting at people, don't take vaccine, and you're just eating GMOs or whatever it is, it's just. Yeah, how do I say this, man? Just again, in my opinion, by example, not promotion. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes.
I think I live on hummus and fruit now, organics. But in my mind, we're just starting. A lot of people, I understand too, because I'm gonna, here's another little. I got these things when you guys are talking, and they just flash through my mind. When we were kids, me and my neighbor, it was maybe 3 in the morning, and we were out. We sleep out. I lived in the country, so we used to camp out all the time. And me and my neighbor were running around one night. It was right before Halloween, and we saw a cop coming. Not a cop. We saw a car coming down. We saw the lights. He was coming down the road, and we had a dozen of eggs. And that car drove around, and we nailed it. I got like 3 off, he got 2 off, and splash, splash, flat all over the window. The guy locked up the car, and then we looked and we saw it was a cop.
Oh shit!
So we started running. We were laughing our asses off. You know what? If I had done that today, I probably would have got shot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, totally.
That's
we
the
used to do
difference
the same
between
shit
when I was
too.
a kid and now. So kids that are coming up and they're having the social consciousness have no idea what it used to be like. Now it's just like they're born into this. I can't even imagine being born now and coming up and having to grow in this environment. I don't know. I probably would have suicided out. But just to see the big difference. So I know that we can get it back because I know I have a positive frame of mind. We're already one. We just have to put the pieces together.
It's like most kids, they can't function without a phone in their hand or something anymore.
Look, when you go downtown, you see people just looking at their phones. They used to walk by and say, hey, man, what's happening, in the 70s and 80s. Gone. We didn't have cell phones. How about that? Can you imagine a world with no cell phones?
Yes.
Loved it. It's getting quiet. I'm doing all the talking. I'll shut up.
We used to go get lost in the woods, and nowadays kids, they just want to sit and watch the fucking TV or play their games or whatever.
Yeah, but I think that's we're getting trapped into a what do you call it, like a figure of speech, by listening to what our older people would say to us, and we're just repeating that. I don't think that's the case. I think that cell phones, TV, and that. It's just because of the rules in the system that they can't be themselves. So you might as well shut down and not bother. And that's what
They
most people
broke the
do.
link.
That's why they sit there watching TVs, because they're obviously too knackered after work, after 40 hours slaving away. They haven't worked 1 second on their own life. They've given all that time to somebody else for fuck all, you know. And I think, you know, that's with the music. People complain about the EDM and, you know, the new dance music that's coming out. Oh, I think it's fucking brilliant. You know, thank God we've got some evolution in music. We're going to stop the development of music as well as everything else, you know. And so I think that it's a dangerous territory to, you know, use our minds, try and, you know, not to project that kind of bullshit onto the next generation. You know, they're just in escapism because we're not functioning properly as adults, and I'm talking sort of plus 45. That's the
I
problem in the world.
agree. They broke the families down.
Mhm.
If I wasn't home at 5 o'clock to eat dinner, I used to get well, I didn't get beat or anything. My parents never hit me, but I used to get chewed out. Sometimes grounded if I did it twice in a row. So, you know, we had dinner every night together. I wasn't a TV guy, never was in the house, so it's not like that anymore. The families were broken down.
Our family started watching TV whilst we were having dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was... And it was kind of alright, because, you know, sometimes you didn't want to talk to the rest of the family, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it was all a distraction. It was all shit, really.
Still your family, though. The most important thing is your family. If everybody had that concept, our whole community would be perfect.
Shame on you guys for having TVs. You should get rid of them. I haven't had a TV for 15 years now.
I'm not saying that. I like to watch a movie every now and then, but, I mean,
You can
don't
watch
sit
it
there
on the internet.
and...
It's all free on the net.
Yeah, true. That's why I got Kodi.
But you don't even need Kodi. You just flip on Putlocker or something and it's on there. I mean, you know, Independence Day's on there already.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It was on there 18 hours after they released it in the cinema.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you had to pay
that's
for
how quick yeah.
Is
Like
that for free?
every movie for the last, like, well, basically every decent movie that's ever been made, I've seen it on the internet for free.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah.
So there it is, a little research.
You don't need a TV anymore. You don't need to pay that shit to the cable company.
Oh, yes, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't pay them anymore. I got that Kodi and I hooked up one of those little sticks, Wi-Fi stick.
But the money's bullshit. It's a distraction. See, really, it's about getting you to pay attention to their stream of consciousness, which is just fear and don't do anything and die. Basically, that's what their
It's
stream of
convenient.
consciousness is. Yeah. So it's quite sophisticated the way they do it, but with all the money that they pump into it. But I would recommend getting rid of your TVs.
I second that.
It's the most dangerous weapon on the planet, over guns, you know?
It's how they program people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is good. We're going to have to do more of these.
Oh,
By the
yeah.
way-
I definitely got to get more people involved.
Yeah, there'll be another one Wednesday. I think it's 1:30 Eastern.
I'm by Chicago. Where are you guys at?
North Carolina.
You States? I heard in the United States. I heard somebody has a English accent, so you're probably UK. I heard a Scotty, I think. Is it late?
He's Dutch.
No, Dutch. Isn't it late over there now?
Yeah. Pretty late.
So I've talked to a lot of people.
It's about 20 to 1 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we can coordinate better our times too.
I don't know. I'm a night person anyway, so this suits me down to the ground.
Well, it's another thing to think about, because like if you put this on at 3 in the afternoon here in the States, you're probably not going to get a lot of people because they're working.
No.
But if you did it at 7 here, you'd get 2 or 3 times more people. Just,
I don't know. Google's been shutting down, or YouTube's. They don't actually. This show did come up actually, Rebecca.
Oh wow! I was about to ask, did it come up this time?
Yeah. So.
It hasn't been coming up on the YouTube live feed.
Say that again.
like you'd said, it hadn't been coming up on the live feeds on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's funny that this one came up, isn't it?
I don't know.
So I wonder if they've been listening to the conversation and changed it back again.
Absolutely. Recording every word. Brenner will be listening to this tomorrow morning.
Everything you say can and will be used in evidence against you.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So I'm ex-military. I worked for the government. I used to go around installing emergency medical services on all the bases. I did all of Japan. I did all of Chicago area. I've done a lot of them in the United States. So I know how they roll. I know what their security is like, and I know, being ex-military, I know their protocols. So that helps me a lot. That helps me stay alive, I guess.
Yes, yes.
I know how far to
He
go.
taught me a lot about that. My dad, he was ex-military. He taught me a lot of that stuff too. So.
I feel like my whole life has been training for this moment.
Mm. Mm.
So some advice from a 56-year-old guy: don't smoke cigarettes, don't drink alcohol, and cut the sugar out. Look at your toothpaste. Does it say fluoride on it? Get that shit out of your diet.
And I do need to quit. We all do.
Those are how they thin us out.
Yep.
60 years old, you won't be able to breathe. You'll be done. And you made them rich, killing yourself.
Yeah, it's all poison. If it's from them, it's fucked up. That's pretty much it. If you look at the very essence, if it's from them, if it has a barcode 666 or whatever it is, if it's from them, the more hands that touch the product, the more fucked up it got, pretty much,
Yeah.
So, again, in my opinion, and I really hope people are more concentrating on solutions, whether it's just spreading the message of solutions or for themselves, whatever, more this, just trying to build the positive instead of pointing out the negative, it's just adding to the negative, it's just make
Challenge
your
them.
own food instead of showing them, oh, this GMO is crap. Just show them, look at this motherfucker, this natural great corn. That's what we need
Challenge
to
the
do.
establishment. Don't let them push you around. I'm going to tell you, I talked to this guy from the New York Times last night on Twitter, and he says they're pushing this cop thing. They're trying to get everybody to fight the cops now. So he put out a tweet saying that 46 officers this year were shot, and by civilians, and let's see, they said less than 100 civilians were shot. And it's just a coincidence that I just happened to be looking at the stats from a U.S. government site. 544 people were murdered by cops this year. And I tweeted him. If you guys want to see this, I ended up calling him a fucking sellout. But he says, he came back and said, well, only 100 unarmed people were killed. And I said, well, I didn't ask you how many unarmed people. I said, how many people total have the police killed in the United States this year? He wouldn't answer me. I said, do you want a site that'll give you real specs and real stats, or do you just want to keep guessing? And he wouldn't say nothing. And I said, well, here, I'll do you a favor. 544 people were killed this year by cops, total. And here's the site for you to check it out for yourself. So now I know that everybody else is looking at this, and they're saying, oh, this guy from the New York Times is full of shit. So you see, I just broke his bullshit, and that reflects on the New York Times. And just that one thing, that one example, that one conversation, how many people are going to read that, and how many people are going to be affected by that enough to look and read and do a little more research? Challenge them. Don't let them get away with it. You know what? I got a speeding ticket, and I told the cop I wasn't going that fast. End of the month. Here in America, if you're going to get a speeding ticket, it's going to be the end of the month. So I said I was not speeding because I knew it. I happened to look down at my speedometer, and here he comes, So I said I was not speeding. He goes, I got you on radar. I said, let me see your radar. He goes, I don't have to show you anything. He got, real pissy with me. Do you want to get locked up? That kind of attitude. And I'm like, all right, I took the ticket. I said, I'm not signing it. You can give me the ticket, though. He gave it to me. I challenged it in court, and I won. Don't let them. They're going to push you. They think if you're, too easy, that's what's wrong with people today. It's like they say, here, this is what you're going to eat. And that's what people eat. They say, here, don't look up there in the sky. Don't you have something on your phone you should be looking at? It's a brilliant design. They are masters. You know what? I'm learning from them. I watch everything they do. I use it against them. You guys are going to do it too. Thinking. Yeah, I'm telling you. We've already won. We just have to get a little more unity. We have to get people questioning their own reality in what they do. We have to get people thinking about their families. We have to get love back into the situation. We're not fucking machines. We're meant to love. That's what people do. That's in your basic cell structure. So we have to get just your whole paradigm shifted. That means you don't look there, you look over here at yourself and your people around you. You know what? I saw in the news that France thing, the last one about some truck. Oh, no, that was in Turkey, right? The truck ran through all those people?
Yeah.
No,
I've been in enough...
That was France.
That was France?
Yeah. Okay, but... So I noticed, the first thing I noticed is you never saw that truck hit a person. You see the same video of that truck cruising and then it goes behind stuff. All this stuff is false flags. CIA, Mossad, they're on the globe. They are the dirty tricks guys. Those are the guys that are doing that shit. If I just... One time, I'd like to talk to somebody that actually saw it.
You know what?
Go down there. Did you see blood?
I was commenting on that truck thing on a few YouTube videos this weekend, and I upset some people. I was saying, like, all the militaries on the world want one of these killer trucks that can kill 200 people.
Like that too. It was over in a second. On the video, it was like, what, 10 seconds, and 200 people were dead. Well, okay.
Fucking deer, man, it's like everywhere.
People believe it, though.
I know, it's insane.
We got to change the paradigm. Get away from that stuff. When you know what? You know what they're doing. You know they're doing it now. So every time you see that, there's your example. I've seen all these guys that are doing the false flag things. I look at like 10 or 20 of them just to see what kind of information they have. And you'll be surprised, there'll be some guy with a phone sitting there watching them squirt blood on it or something. And they don't know that. That's the chink in their armor. You see what I'm saying? They've given us the tools to kill them.
Yeah, they
We just have to pull it together and shift our minds a little bit and just think a little differently. It will come.
Yes.
I quit smoking a year ago, and now I'm doing one of these vape things. They say that it doesn't give you any cancer, it doesn't have carcinogens, it just has a little bit of nicotine, and that's what keeps me calm. But I'm doing good. I took one of these things, and I've smoked a few times, but I'm a hardcore smoker, man. I've been smoking since I was 18. These are amazing. They take care of the urges, you don't feel jittery or nothing. They really are. So if you smoke, there's how you get off.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think you could put weed drops in there too. Somebody was telling me something about that.
Yes, they do. Yes, yes.
But anyway, that's another thing that I'm really involved in is marijuana thing because I've done so much research. Rick Simpson, ring a bell to anybody?
That sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Was it Phoenix Tears? Run from the Cure?
Yeah.
You guys got to see that movie. If you haven't seen it, go on the internet, get Rick Simpson or Run from the Cure. Guy was amazing. He got me into this. They say that weed oil, and he shows you the process, how to make it and everything, will cure any kind of cancer. It regulates the thyroid. And now they're doing all this research. That was like 3 or 4 years ago that I got turned on to him. And now all these scientists are coming up with the same results. It's phenomenal. And I did a lot of research on this myself. And you have a system inside your body. It's called an endocannabinoid system, where weed is a natural component in nature, and your body has a system for it. Your body is optimized by putting the right amount of cannabinoids into those receptors.
Yes.
It's amazing, man. They won't tell you that. They're going to tell you it's a narcotic. It's one step to heroin. You're going to end up going to bed with your mother. Oh, my God. Yeah.
DMT,
Don't
man.
smoke that
you know,
evil
that's
weed.
like DMT is naturally occurring in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's how you have lucid dreams, you know.
Just a little bit of knowledge. And they hide it. They have a lot of it, and they hide it. That's how they keep us in check.
Yes.
Come on, you guys got to talk to them.
Well, I was going to go ahead and go off air if that's all right, y'all. Been about 2
All right.
hours. So,
Thanks for putting this together, Rebecca. I'll be on the next one, I hope.
Cool.
Cheers.
We'll see y'all later. You can stick around if you want. We'll still be here, but thanks for joining, everybody. Peace, love, and help each other.
Yeah, cheers, Rebecca.
Yes. Good night. Let me find my button here. Where's my button? There it is. Bye.